Hi there, I'm Andy Hillier and I've just done a cover version of He's a Pirate from the Pirates of the Caribbean. I've done a little arrangement of it. So today I'm going to teach you how to play it. It's a little bit tricky arrangement, but it's not too hard. It's not as complicated as some of the people I've seen doing them. Just before I teach you it though, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, giving me a like on the video, leaving me some comments in the comment section, including any songs you want to learn. And if you love what I'm doing and you want to support me, keep me going, I've got a Patreon account. I've set it really cheaply. I'll leave a link in the description down below, and I'll put the tabs for this so you can print them off on there as well. So there's quite a lot to get through. I've done it in standard tuning, no capo or anything, just normal tuning. Okay, and I started off with just this open D string going. So da 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 da. So that should be pretty straightforward. And then G2 and B1, which brings us in like the melody. Onto the next line, the first bar slowly goes. So for that we're playing the D string and B3 at the same time. Another B3, B3, and open E. So you got. And then we've got first finger holding, like barring down. I'm playing the E string nearest the floor and the A string, and then I'm putting my third and fourth fingers on B3 and G3, playing that all at the same time. Then another E1, E1 hammering onto E3, or you could play E1 and E3. So the first bar goes. And in the next bar, which is bar 4, we're playing, which is open A. We've got B1 and open E at the same time. Then you play an open E, B3, pulling off to B1, and then the D string and B1 hammering back on to B3. So you've got. And then we've got G2, B1, bringing in the next bar, bar 5, where I'm playing A1 and B3 at the same time. Another B3, B3, and then E, and then this, which is sort of an F over A. First finger across E1, B1, and G2, and we're playing the open A string at the same time. Then another E1, E1, hammering onto E3, so bar 5 goes. And then bar 6, playing A3, B1 and open E, another E, B3, pulling off to B1, back to B3, and at the same time playing the D string. So you got. And then the last two notes are to go into the next line. So let's try and play from the beginning of the line. Here it goes. On to the next line then. Open D string, B3 at the same time. Another B3, a B3, E1. And then we've got your first finger on A1 and your third finger across D, G and the B strings at the 3rd fret. We hit those all at the same time. Another E3. And you could move your hand there to do the E3 to E5 hammer on. So I'm going to move my first finger down to there, hammering on. So the first bar goes. And then we've got this, which is a G minor chord. First finger across the G3 and the B3. Third finger on D5, little finger on E6. Hitting those all at the same time. Another E6, E5, pulling off to E3. Open D string and E5 at the same time. And then B3. So you got. I forgot that. Let's try that again. Then B3, E into bar 9. Playing this B flat chord again, which is your first finger barred across from the A string downwards. Third finger on B3 and, little finger on B3, third finger on G3, all at the same time. Another E1, E3, open D and E5 at the same time. B3, B3, B1. So bar 9 goes. And then bar 10, you're playing the open A string and E string at the same time. Another E, E1, B3, and then open A, and then G2, B2 and E at the same time. G2 and then B1 to finish, which then repeats back, and you'll play it all, the second and the third lines again, which was sort of from bar 3, but you don't play that last bar, bar 10, you'll go straight on to the next line, but we'll see that in a sec. Let's just try the whole of that line nice and slowly. Here it comes. So then I'll say it repeats back to bar 3, you play that line, and then you play the next line up to and including bar 9, then you jump down to the next line, which starts with this. So we're playing the open A string and the E string, another E, B3, pulling off to B1, B3 and D at the same time, another B3, open E, this B flat chord. I probably didn't play the note on the A string, but it's written in there. I'm just using my third finger flat across, but you could just play it like we played the B flat before. E1, E3, so that bar 11 goes. And then I'm playing an A major chord. So first finger barred. You could do a normal A down here actually. But actually it's probably easier to play it in this because then we're going to that B flat chord. So first finger barred across all the strings on the 5th fret. Second finger on G6. Third finger A7. Little finger on D7. So you play the chord and then on the same shape you play the B string, the G string and the D string. So good. Then you move up a fret and do the same thing. And then bar 14 you've got, which is like an A5 chord, so open A, D2, G2, and then A1, B and G3 at the same time, and then open A, G2, B2 and E at the same time, so bar 14 goes. And if you've printed off this chart, it's on the next page, which I'll put on my Patreon account. It starts off with this, which is playing A5, first finger's barred across down to the E string, then second finger on B6. I'm using my little finger on G7. So we play that all at the same time. Then just the E, B and G strings, and again and again. And then I go up to fret 6 on that sort of second last one. Can you see that? So that bar goes. And I'm just using my first finger to switch like across. If you wanted to, you could go however way you want to do that will work. Ignore that like X in there. I didn't put a percussive note in there, so we got. And then it goes down in bar 16 to A3, B1 and E3 at the same time, and you play those. Then 2 extra hits on the E and the B, and then you play them all together, and then move up 2 frets. So bar 16 goes. And then bar 17 is the same as bar 15. And then we play, which I'm just using my finger flat across the 3rd fret and playing the E, B and G strings. Moving down to the 1st fret, then open, and then you've got open D, G2 and B3. So that line goes. Then you've got B3 and E, which takes us into the next line, bar number 19, which is E1, B3, and you've got the open D string. Then slide from fret 3 to fret 5 on the E string. Then we're going to play this little finger E3, first finger on B1, and third finger on A3. Then B1, B, into the next bar, first finger across E1, B1, third finger on D3. Another slide from 3 to 5 on the E string. And we go back to this sort of C chord, E3, B1 and G3. Hammer on from 1 to 3. Let's just play those first two bars. You've got and then into the next bar, bar 21, D3 and E5 at the same time, E3, E1, open A and B1 at the same time, E1 and E, so bar 21. And then into bar 22, you've got the D string and B3, open E, B1, B3 and D, B3, E. So let's do the whole of that line slowly. We've got the next line, similar. The first bar, E1, B3 and D string. Open E, hammering onto E1, or you can play it. Then this C chord again, which is E3, A3 and B1. E1, E3, E5 and D3, E1, E3, E1, and then it goes to this B flat chord, which is your first finger A1, third finger on G3 and little finger on B3, then B3, E. So those first two bars slowly go. Then D minor chord, which is your first finger E1, third finger B3, G2 and open D string, then E3, E5, and then this G minor chord, which is your first finger D5, second finger E6, third finger G7, little finger B8, and then you play the G7 and the B8. And then bar 26, we've got a D minor chord again with a A in the bass this time, then E3, then open A with G2, B2 and E, then to a D5 chord, which open D, G2 and B3, then E, B1 to finish. So let's just try that line slowly. And on to the last bit, I went. So for that, I'm playing a D minor bar chord, first finger barred across from the A string down on the 5th fret, second finger on B6, third finger D7, little finger G7. I'll hit the chord, and then I'm just using my fingers to rake up the strings. Then the same on a B flat chord, which is your first finger barred across all the strings at the 6th fret, second finger on G6, third finger second finger on G7, third finger on A8, E8, little finger on D8, and the same little thing, and then we've got an F chord, which is your first finger barred from the 5th fret, second finger on B6, third finger on D7, little finger on A8, then 2 E5s, then hit the chord again, and then jump down to a C chord, which is your first finger on the 8th fret barred, second finger G9, third finger A10, little finger D10. So that little bit slowly goes. And then it goes down to a G chord, which is just your little finger E3, third finger B3, second finger on E3 nearest your face. Same little kind of strummy bit. D minor chord, then an A chord, E1, E, and D. And I just repeated that line twice, and then I kind of played like the little melody bit. And then the D chord, like kind of what the second line is as well. And that's the whole thing. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed that little guitar lesson. If you have, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, giving me a like on the video. If you love what I'm doing and you want to support me, keep me going, I've got a Patreon account. I'll leave a link in the description. I'll also put the tabs for this on there so you can print them out. So don't forget to subscribe, like the video, leave me some comments, including any songs you want to learn. Let me know where in the world you're from. It's really interesting for me because I'm just sitting here and it's amazing that people are actually watching this around the world. So yeah, let me know where you come from and if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching this. I've been Andy Hillier and I'll see you next time.